Have you heard about high-yield investment programs? Programs where you invest $250,000 of your money or $1 million of your money and you promise $1 billion. Well, today I'm going to review one of these programs that a client of mine asked me to do a background check on. I'm going to give you my take on how you can do your own due diligence on these types of programs. And I'm going to show you how legitimate ones look like and how to find them. You've got to watch this video.
All of the information presented is for entertainment and information purposes only. Nothing discussed constitutes legal or accounting advice, an offer or solicitation of financial services, or financial advice of any kind. Our goal is to showcase alternative vehicles to raise capital. At no point will we be soliciting any investment programs.
Hi, it's Taimour Zaman from Alphonse Global. My organization helps successful business owners, people with credit investors, leverage their assets, their cash, their standard matters, and so on, to access capital that the banks are primarily offering to Fortune 50 clients that they have. The capital my clients get allows them to do project financing, buy auxiliary businesses, and grow their business. We can do this because of the volume of transactions we do with banks, because of our experience and expertise in this area. Nothing that I offer in this video or any of my videos should ever be constituted as legal or financial advice. The purpose of this video and all of our videos is always for entertainment and education purposes. So friends, a client of mine reached out to me and gave me a flyer that he had received by somebody. And the flyer says a 10-day paying bullet program. If he invests $250,000 to $5 million, it goes into a daily ping. The daily ping will pay him every single day 100% of the amount that he's deposited. So if he's depositing $250,000 or $1 million or $5 million every day, he will get us some $5 million, $5 million, $5 million, $5 million, $5 million like that. And he's going to get, after day 10, he's going to get payouts every single day. And this program goes on and on and on. And based on my calculation, $250,000 should get him over $500 million on $250,000 of deposit, based by how this product or flyer is being written out, kind of thing. The company that's promoting this program is not a company I'm going to mention here, and it's a US-based company. So the company is a US-based company that's offering this kind of program to, I guess, pretty much anybody that's got $250,000 or more. I can invest in these types of what's called a bullet program. First, I'm going to tell you about the story or the history of how these programs were invented and what you need to do, look for, and if you want to participate in these types of high-yield investment programs. The first thing you want to research is something called the Bretton Woods Conference. Bretton Woods Conference was a conference that happened after World War II. A whole bunch of delegates from around the world got together and they made some decisions. They made the decisions, what's a currency around the world that we're going to be honoring and taking on and accept as a global currency. And in Bretton Woods Conference is when they made the decision that's going to be the US currency, that's going to be the dominant currency around the world. It was in Bretton Woods Conference that the IMF got created. It was in the Bretton Woods Conference that 5,000 different things on banking structures around the world got agreed on with multiple delegates from around the world. After World War II, a lot of European countries bankrupt. They needed a way to print money out of thin air. That's not what I would use with banks necessarily or specifically with central banks, but they need a way to print money out of thin air so that they can invest their money in building infrastructure, schools, hospitals, and things like that. And that's when what people refer to as a private person program was invented out of that. In a nutshell, how it works today, not how it works at the end of World War II, is that a central bank will want to raise the credit facility of its people. This is not about some American guy getting rich or you getting rich. It's about a central bank that wants to create a credit facility for its people. Central bank goes to a bunch of commercial banks, and not all commercial banks. Maybe 4 or 8 commercial banks of that. It offers them some kind of collateral, a bond, a medium-term note, a standard of credit like that. And that allows the bank, specifically what's called a trader who works in that bank, to leverage that collateral to do manage buy sell of a banking instrument like medium-term notes or standard of credit and so on. And so this, the way that the trader works is he spends some time to structure a deal where banks sell products like medium-term notes. They sell medium-term notes to, let's say, pension funds, hedge funds. So he structures a buy and a sell, knowing that the government or the central bank is giving collateral. Once the structure is done, he goes and asks his bank, or asks her, if it's a she goes and asks her bank for a credit facility. Once the bank verifies, buy, sell contracts have been signed, legitimate, ready to go from a banker's perspective, they allow a credit facility to be deposited. That is when the bank or the trader needs somebody else's money. By law, banks cannot use their own capital, their own deposits that they have for themselves to create credit facility for themselves. Banks cannot use their own money to create credit line for themselves. They have to use outsiders' money like that. Typically, how these structured programs work is that the banks have high yield or high net worth investors in the area of private banking or places like that. The bank goes to this private network clients and says, hey, we have what people refer to as a private placement program. If you want to invest money in it, let's say $250,000, which no legitimate bank that I know of will want you to put up $250,000, more like $250 million for sure, but not $250,000. And then they use that deposit as the $250 million, and they get a 10x multiplier on it. So the trader starts with let's say $2.5 billion. And all he's doing is he's issuing medium-term notes, selling them all day long like that. So that's how structured private placement programs pretty much work. So I'm going to go back to a client. They get a flyer like this, and they bullet program $250,000 to $5 million is the amount of deposits you can make. And it goes into how the entry program works, what the returns are. The returns are 100% per day. The trade platform supposing gets 40%, and the client gets 60%. The client, are you ready for this? The client and the intermediaries gets paid daily. And it goes on and on. So if you hear about these programs and you want to participate, I've got 3 things you've got to do so that you know how to vet these programs out and how to participate with them correctly if that's what something you choose to do, or how to avoid the scamming ones. So first invitation I have for you is to put together what's called a checklist. So it's just simply a piece of paper and pen, and it's your checklist. I promise you want to have a checklist if you want to participate in these programs. I've been in this business for over 9.5 years. I think on places like Trustpilot, we have over 120 reviews. We scored 4.8 or some high number like that. I've been frauded not once but twice from programs like this. I have a full-time former FBI person on staff in my team. We get so much background checks of these types of programs every day that oftentimes we also outsource it to a former CIA person and also a third party. This year and actually last year, we've had to outsource to a third party as well because of a lot of people who reach out with flyers like this saying, Taimour, we want to participate in a program like this. Can you vet out a program like this for us to see if they're legitimate or not? So first thing I want to do, if you don't have the resources to hire a firm like mine, because we are pretty expensive to do something like this, my recommendation is to get a checklist, put a piece of paper and pen, and I promise you want to have a piece of paper and pen. When you go and build your checklist, if you use any of these types of programs against the checklist you build, what that eliminates is human intuition. Let me repeat myself. If you have a checklist that you put together and you understand it, what that eliminates is human intuition. There's a lot of people who watch my videos and they binge watch 10,000 of my videos, and all of a sudden they trust me. If my father was your father, he would say, you do not do that. You don't watch some guy you've never met, in this case Taimour Zaman, on YouTube and just trust him because you watch 10,000 videos of him. And I think my father's right. A lot of entrepreneurs who participate in fraudulent transactions like this, at some level they're doing human intuition. Now, if you trust me, I'm grateful for your trust. I'm honored for your trust. I don't sell bullshit like this, but I'm just training you on what you need to do if you don't have the resources to do vetting and you want to participate in programs like this. So step 1 is you want to have a checklist. Step 2 is you want to have if you don't already have one, you want to have an investment policy. If you're going to invest $1 of your hard-earned money in some kind of a program like this, I think you need to have an investment policy. Here at Alphonse Global, we have an investment policy. There's 7 of them. I'm going to give you 3 of them for free. I'll repeat it again. We have in our investment policy, there's 7 things that we look for. I'm going to give you 3 of the 7 for free. If it resonates for you, copy it, steal it, borrow it, whatever works for you. When I want to make a participate in programs like this, my investment policy is secure of capital. If I'm going to give you $1 or $1 million or whatever amount of capital that I'm giving you, what's the security against my deposit? So the first thing in my investment policy is security of capital. The next thing I look for is security of rate of return. What's the security of rate of return? If I'm investing in real estate, let's say I'm buying a distressed property as an example, and they're selling for, I don't know, $500,000. I want to make sure the value of the property is $1 million. It's a distressed real estate sale. I get it. They need $500,000 right now, so they're out. The value of the property is $1 million. So if I want to go flip it tomorrow as an example, my rate of return that I want for that transaction is secured because it's been built into the value of that property. I'm using real estate as an example simply because I come from real estate investing. I understand real estate investing and tech investing really well compared to other types of investing. So what's the security of capital? What's the security rate of return? And the third one that I want to give you for free is what's your security of an exit plan? Are you going to be in this, for 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, 1 year, 2 years? Like, what's the security of your exit plan? So there's 7 things that we train people to do. If you come to any of our offshore events where you pay me a lot of money, I give you the golden ones on the things that you need to have as an investment policy for you. But for today's short video, what's your investment policy? And you want to write down your investment policy. So if you want to take copy some of my stuff like secure for capital, secure rate of return, secure exit plan. So if it was me, what I would do is I would go to people that are promoting this program. I would show them my check. Here's my $250,000, or here's my $5 million, what amount of money you have. Here's my check. I'm ready to go. Before I give you a penny, I want to go meet the trader, the guy who's doing this sell of whatever it is they're buying and selling to promise these types of returns. I want to meet the actual trader. And what I want to see is signed contracts that the trader has such that they can offer 100% return a day. In this file, it says, we promise you the gross return is 100% of the entry amount per day. 100% of the entry amount per day. So if I'm depositing $250,000, what these people are promising is I'm going to make $250,000 per day. How is it that if I stay in something for, let's say, 30 days or something like that, 50 days, I get, let's say, $2.5 billion, at $250,000, what the hell are you buying and selling that gives you that return? See, if you have an investment policy that you've written down, you understand, like security of your capital, secure return, things that you would do, actions you would take, actions I would take on that secure return is I would go to whoever is selling this nonsense. I'm ready to go. Here's my check. I like to fly to meet whoever the trader is. I want to drive there. I'll fly there. I'll walk there. Whatever I need to do. I'm ready to go. Can you show me what is it you're buying and selling? And show me the signed contracts. Don't tell me over the telephone. That doesn't mean bullshit. That doesn't mean anything to me. What is it you're buying? What is it you're selling that you can afford to give me 100% a day? I like to see it. See, if you have an investment policy that you've written out, you're clear on these are the types of things you would do, and you wouldn't do what I call human intuition. Then it says, we're going to do block funds in your account. Okay, block funds in my account. Look, I've been in my business for 9.5 years. All these programs that we see, and I promise you we see a lot of them, it's not 1 out of 100 that passes my due diligence. It's 1 out of 16,000 that may pass my due diligence. Every single one that I see, at some point they want the money in their account. I don't know why they have flyers that says block funds. At some point they need to have the money in their account. If you have common sense, which I'm hoping you would have common sense, you have to understand a banker or a trader needs all the money in one account so that they can leverage it with their bank. I have no idea how you have money in all the other people's planets or all the other people's bank accounts. And all of a sudden you're leveraging it so you can do like this, like logically just doesn't make sense. So that's the first thing. Create a checklist, write your investment policy, whatever it is, go and ask that investment policy from the people that are selling this. Next thing, what you want to do, I would recommend to you to do, is something called practical check. Practical check. Put yourself in the name of and the shoe of whoever who's selling this. And think about it. So they're selling $250 to $5 million. And let's assume they get 50 people participating in these programs at $250,000. That means they have to do a daily payout to 50 different people. What I want to invite you to do, is to pick up your phone, your telephone, call your bank, not my bank, not their bank, not Joe, your uncle's bank, not your neighbor's bank, your bank. You have a relationship with a bank, call your bank. Tell your bank that you want to set up some kind of investment program. Just hear me out. And what a promise you're making is that you want the banker or the teller or somebody at the bank every day to stop their life and do a payout to 50 people daily. Tell me, send me, Taimour Zaman, an email at Offense Global. Please tell me how soon your banker is going to hang up the phone. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care how important you think you are to your bank. I'd like to know how soon your banker will hang up the phone, because I don't know any bank that wants to commit to doing daily payouts of a resource every single day. Look, we know some of the legitimate traders in this industry because of the vetting of background checks we do for the years that we do, for the relationships that we have. Everybody that I know of that's legitimate would never, ever, ever, ever do a daily payout. You have to do accounting. You have to do bookkeeping of who you're paying, how much you're paying, like all that. You have to go to the bank, or the banker has to do payouts. To do this daily, look, I'm not telling you this program is false or programs like this is false. What I'm telling you is set up all your own checklist. Write down whatever your investment policy is. Follow that investment policy with people that sell you this bullshit, this kind of nonsense. Do a practical check like that. Once you've done that, the next check you want to do is a security and tax check. If you're in the United States, the SEC says high yield investment programs for Americans is illegal. That's written on their website. FINRA says any program that offers over 2% a day is a fraudulent program. These are facts. So, if I were you, I'm not saying these people are illegal or fraudsters. What I would do is I'll contact them and say, look, you're based in the US. You must be regulated by SEC somehow. I'm assuming you want to comply with the law. I would ask a couple of questions. Given the SEC says high yield investment programs are legal, or FINRA says anything that pays more than 2% a month is illegal, how are you promising this legally? And I have a question about it. Maybe they're genius people and they figure something out. Every trader that I know of will never, ever, 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 ever wants to be blocked by one of the biggest financial markets in the world, and that is the United States. Every freaking trader that I know of that's real and legitimate will never, ever, ever wants to be blocked by one of the biggest financial centers in the world, which is the United States. So if you think some trader somewhere in the world, usually they'll tell you this in Switzerland, which is not true. Wherever the trader is at, let's say Switzerland, that guy is going to do 100% every day, and he's going to pay you 100% daily. And when he starts wiring all that money to you, do you think FINRA is not going to get flagged by somebody? And don't you think that guy would get blackmailed, blacklisted, go to jail. I don't know what all the stuff or that all the trouble that they get, because I get paid to make sure we do things legally. That's a common sense question that I think you should ask these people. Now, having said that, I want to tell you a little bit about All Funds Global and how we do it. When people retain us and pay us a lot of money, not emailing me a flyer, you pay me a lot of money to do a vetting check, our three-step process. Process one is I get these flyers, I send it straight to my former FBI guy or former CIA guy. My guys have been in this industry for a decade. All they do is white collar crimes work. That's all they do. They understand standby letters of credit, match by sell, private placement programs. They know what these types of programs are. And I'm telling you, it's not 1 out of 100 that passed our diligence. Is usually 1 out of 16,000 that pass our due diligence. If you ever think you're one of the lucky ones, I think the day that you feel that you're that lucky, you should also go to Vegas and bet on some chips or something like that. So that's the first thing. I get my FBI and my CIA people to do a check. If it passes, then it goes to a securities attorney. Not John, my uncle, not Jim, who's like a really good buddy of mine who's a lawyer, not Dave, who's a criminal prosecutor or the traffic lawyer. No, securities lawyer who understands what private placement programs are, and they structure stuff like this. And the securities lawyer will ask questions like, how do you deal with SEC legally? How do you do FINRA? Like, there's a bunch of things. Now, assuming they pass step 1 and 2, step 3 is we use this invention called airplane. We fly to wherever the trader's at. I want to call the trader, hey man, I want to do business with you. I will share a lot of money. Here's my proof of funds. I'm here to do business with you. I want to meet you for lunch. I want to come to your office and let's go out for lunch. When I go to his office should be a bank. Unless it's a family office. They say, hey, look, we're doing this in a family office. Great. That family office, where it was located, should be in the most expensive neighborhood of that city. That guy's watch, the trader's watch, the guy who's doing the trade, his watch should be worth at least $200,000. If he's making that types of returns, his watch should be a $200,000 watch. Look, I've been in my business for over 9 years. This is this is not a bullshit industry to be in. Unfortunately, there's a lot of fraudsters that do bullshit like this. I've even seen fraudsters go on the internet, download my picture, my handsome face, and they create fake profiles of me, and they go on Facebook or WhatsApp, and they sell bullshit things to people. I've seen all kinds of fraud. This is, in my opinion, one of them. Like that. So at All Funds Global, we do former FBI, former CIA background check. We get a security lawyer background check. After we fly down to meet the actual trader, and I want to meet the trader. I want to have lunch with the trader. We've got 5,000 things I look for with the trader to see if this guy's real or not. That's how we do it. Now that I told you how we do it, I want to tell you what legitimate private placement programs work. I want to tell you what legitimate private placement programs work. First of all, the banks that offer it, when you want to approach the bank, what you need to do is ask the bank. You say, hey, Mr. Bank, I want to open up a bank account with you. I want to repeat myself. Mr. Bank, I'm calling because I want to open up a bank account with you. Why? Every CEO of every bank needs new customers. Every CEO of every bank that I know of around the world wants new customers. What you don't do is call the bank and say, excuse me, I've got $250,000. Do you have a bullet trade program going on? I think every bank would say, who's this dumb idiot, and hang up the phone. Legitimate, what you call private placement programs, the ones that are legitimate, you call the bank, you say, can I please open up a bank account with you? Once you're in the bank account stage, you have to go through somebody called compliance. Every legitimate bank has a compliance department. When you go into compliance, you say, hi, Mr. Compliance. I have a project that requires funding. Here is my freaking business plan for a project that requires funding. Please, when you're doing due diligence on me to see if I'm real, do a due diligence on my project. Once due diligence done, assuming your due diligence passes and you're a half decent person, you've got good credit rating, whatever else, then you can say, hey, I'm putting up some money, 10 million, 20 million, whatever it is. Can you please leverage my assets? In this case, it's the 10 million, 20 million, whatever amount it is that you're putting up with the bank. Can you please leverage my assets, give me a structured financing solution that will fund the project that I need? So let me repeat this again. You're asking the bank, can you leverage my assets to give me a structured financing solution so I can fund my project? When you give me the structured financing solution, what I'm looking for is a limited recourse loan. Limited recourse loan. That is how a bank puts you in what you refer to as a private placement program. All legitimate banks also insure 100% of your deposit. There is no put up $250,000. We're going to put into this bulletin and every day we're going to give you 100%. Mathematically, that doesn't work. With every bank credit facility in the world, that doesn't work. Paying you out daily, that's a logistical nightmare that I don't know who on the planet would do. My name is Taimour Zaman from All Funds Global. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please like the video, subscribe to the video, and if you're interested in legitimate programs, as long as you are accredited investor, please sign up to our events. You will see we do events on structured financing with CEOs of banks. You can come in and learn all about these types of programs, fund the banks and law firms you work with. I hope you enjoyed this video. I look forward to your opportunity meetings. Thank you. Would you like to know about our next event?
Why would you attend All Funds Global's banking events?
All Funds Global really showed us real-life examples, which are not only innovative and very disruptive, but use cases in the real world. Actually, deals are being made here, which are absolutely amazing, and it just really shows that the guys are absolutely professional.
You'd have a unique opportunity to meet real banking executives and professional law firms that are doing various forms of structured finance. You'll also get access to ideas and programs banks only offer their elite customers.
I thought the event was extraordinary. I came from a long ways away, and I was absolutely shocked at the quality of what I learned here and the excellent speakers and the people that were here. I was shocked and amazed.
4 different banks, and everybody had, something to offer, and everybody offered something different. So it was just done very well. I'd recommend anybody come to one of Taimour's events. I would gladly come to the next event.
Check out our events page at www.altfundsglobal.com/membership-events.
Hi friends, I now want to take a minute and answer some of your frequently asked questions. One of the common questions I get a lot is, Taimour, we've learned a lot from you through your YouTube channel. How do we learn more? Can we fly down and meet your team? And the answer to all of that is yes, yes, and yes. But if you want to learn more, my first invitation is to become a member of All Funds Global. You simply go to our website, allfundsglobal.com. You sign up to become a member for free. You get access to webinars, offshore events that we do, and content that we never, ever, ever, ever publish on YouTube. I promise you that it's worth becoming a member for sure. The second way that you can learn a lot is I'm a published author. Structured Financing, Demystified, Hypergrowth, just multiple books on Amazon that you can get access to. I highly recommend going and checking out some of these books, getting engaged into some of the stuff, that strategies and tactics that we're using for ourselves, for our families, for our friends. You definitely want to check these things out for sure. Another question, I guess, Taimour, why are you so passionate about getting a bank license? Why is that so important? Well, the truth is, our mission within All Funds Global is to help businesses become self-funded for life. Imagine you run a coffee shop and I run a coffee shop. Imagine we buy the coffee beans from the same grower and my coffee shop is right across yours, like really right across yours. Our competition is probably nil. But if you have a bank license and I don't have a bank license, and let's say I made $500,000 and you made $500,000 in income, but if you have a bank license, you are depositing a bank license with a central bank of the country where you own your own private bank license. Let me repeat this again. You are depositing your money with a central bank of the country you have your bank license on. So $500,000 deposited with the central bank should give you a line of credit of 10 times multiple. So that means you get a line of credit of $5 million. Now, it's not free money, it's a line of credit of $5 million. Now, if you draw that entire money out and you go to whichever country you're currently resonating in, the country you're doing business with, and you know in real estate, you want to buy a house, you put 20% down and you get a loan for 80%, same thing. You put $5 million down with a business plan to your local bank, whoever you bank with, and say, hey, I want to grow my business, my technology business, real estate business, pharmaceutical business, whatever business it is. I'm a venture capitalist. I'm putting $5 million down. Your bank gives you a loan at four times more, so now you get a $20 million loan. Now, it's not free money. It's not free money. It's $20 million loan. What can you afford to do with $20 million that I cannot afford to do with $500,000? Could you invest in artificial intelligence? Could you invest in hiring better people? Could you invest in advertising? Hell, with that amount of money, could you even buy auxiliary businesses or invest in auxiliary businesses? I say you can, and that's why we within Allfunds Global are so passionate in helping clients become self-funded for life, and getting a private bank license is one of the vehicles that I am personally very passionate about helping clients on. Another question, I guess, Taimour, you charge a consultation fee. Allfunds Global, the team charges a consultation fee. Why do you charge a consultation fee when you guys can make so much money on the back end? It somehow slows me down from taking a credit card and paying you money for it. Well, here's the truth. We offer our content, millions and millions of dollars worth of content complete for free on YouTube. We don't advertise as of the date of doing this video. We don't advertise on YouTube, Google, or we don't do any kind of advertising at all. And what we find is the volume of traffic that goes into YouTube attracts people that are tire kickers, people that are fraudsters, people that have mental health issues. When we charge a small consultation fee, this deters the hacker, the fraudster, the person who's shopping around, the tire kicker. It eliminates all that and allows me and my team to be on calls or meetings with customers we actually want to do business with. What a concept. Now comes, this is better. At the time of doing a transaction with a client, that fee they pay for a consultation call, we refund it. At the conclusion of us doing a transaction with a client, we refund 100% of all the monies that they paid on consultation fees. This allows us to work with people that are committed to working with us, are serious about working with us, are not tire kickers, are not people that are like, they don't know what banking 101 is, and they're there to waste our time and energy. Just eliminates that. And me and my team are very proud of doing that. Next question, I guess, Taimour, the alternative funding industry overall has a lot of fraudsters in it, has a lot of deep fake in it. What are you doing to protect us, protect yourself? So here's the answer to that. Any industry that has a lot of money by default attracts a lot of fraud. Let me say this again. Any industry that attracts a lot of money by default attracts a lot of fraud. I don't know who you bank with. If you bank with one of the top 20 banks in the world, pick a bank you bank with, or you use payment processing companies like PayPal, these companies see a lot of fraud every day, from fraudsters mimicking their website to mimicking their email addresses, and in cases like mine, once a year or twice a year, some idiot, excuse my language, decides to copy my picture on social media, tries to create a fake profile of me, and goes on social media selling scammy transactions. Now, we have the technology and the resources to catch that, usually within 72 hours of that happening, and then cause legal action against that fraudster. We have the financial resources, thank God, to do that today, but that's just the nature of this industry. So what we do to protect ourselves is we never solicit on social media anything, nor do we solicit in general. We offer a lot of educational materials, but we don't solicit. You'll never see me or any of my associates on any social media trying to sell anything, ever. Second, all transactions that we do, money always has to go through a reputable law firm. All transactions we do, money always has to go to a reputable law firm. We never ask the client to send us money or anything like that. Now, I do want to take a minute and talk a little bit about my competitors. In the United States, in the US alone, US has 3% of the world's population, and they have over 60% of the world's lawyers. In the United States, that's a fact, have 3% of the world's population and over 60% of the world's lawyers. I have a lot of legitimate competitors in the United States and around the world that unfortunately have been sued for wrongful things that other people have done. There's a lot of negative stuff on social media or websites about some of my legitimate competitors. And I want to tell you that a lot of my competitors are legitimate, they're hardworking people. I know them, they deliver real results. And unfortunately, they have negative comments or fraud or even lawsuits against them. The reason within Alphonse Global doesn't have a lawsuit against it, or me, Taimour Zaman, don't have a lawsuit against me, or people on social media saying that we're fraudsters or something like that, is simply because of my lack of vision. Every company you deal with, every major company you deal with, whether it's the cars you drive, Ford, Lexus, I don't know, GM, or Facebook, Google, YouTube, whatever you use, or medicine you have, like Tylenol, all of these companies have lawsuits against them. A lot of the companies you work with have litigations against them as just part of the growth. At some point, the business needs to grow exponentially, and that's when you have to see lawsuits as just the nature of the business growing. The fact that we don't have it is because of my lack of vision as the CEO and like trying to bark a tree like that. Now, I see that changing as we buy businesses that have other CEOs, as we grow. We have over 800 registered brokers with us. As that number grows, it's not normal for our business to continue growing without some idiot calling us fraudster, some idiot trying to sue us, or something like that. If you want to take advantage of the alternative funding industry, I'm going to tell you this is the industry I love. I'm going to tell you this is the industry that I've made a lot of money with. I'm going to tell you this is the industry I've helped a lot of clients make a lot of money with, friends and family make a lot of money with. And if this is an industry you want to get involved in, I recommend meeting the people you want to do business with, like physically flying out to meeting them. If you can afford to hire an investigator, we use a lot of former FBI, former CIA people. These are people you can hire to do background checks. It's not only do these people have lawsuits or not, or other losers calling them fraudsters or not. I'm telling you, a lot of my competitors are really good people, and they're not fraudsters. So do your own due diligence, listen to your intuition. We're really interested in working with some really good people that are vision-driven entrepreneurs that really want to serve the world. And I think we have some things that are really amazing to offer. Another question I get is, Taimour, we love all the services of Alphonse Global. What are the top 3 services you offer that we should really seriously think about, call you or your organization and get you guys involved? But my favorite service, the one that makes a lot of sense, is the trusted advisory service. This is when we become your chief banking officer. We work with your CFO, your legal team, the CEO, the COO. We look at where your organization is, where you want it to be. We look at banking programs that make sense for your type of business, that are proven and would work to generate access to alternative revenue sources for your business that makes sense. From that, we then create offshore tax structures, offshore bank accounts, offshore bank licenses for your organization, so the revenue that gets generated has a channel to go to that is well protected. We have a lot of domain expertise that I do not share ever on YouTube. It's not like a lawyer who's like, go create a trust account and cooks out it. We don't do. We do some very sophisticated stuff that I'm very proud of. That's our intellectual property. And so the trusted advisory services, where we become a trusted advisor, is one of the things that I would recommend everybody to look at. It's a monthly retainer, you pay for it, but let me tell you, for every penny you put in to that, you get tens of dollars out of it. And I think you're not going to get this amount of expertise dedicated to your business. So that's something I would recommend you to think about and sign up for. Second one is, if you're looking for access to capital, we have a lot of unique programs like Rent a Rich Uncle that we can support your organization as long as your organization is a successful business and not a startup, not somebody who's going bankrupt. It's a successful business that has real cash, real assets, and is generating something real, that's real growth. I think we have some avenues for accessing capital that others simply cannot offer. And the final one that I love is we have a lot of asset management structures that are very unique to our intellectual property that I'd love to share with you. If you have assets, you want to grow, you want to get bank license, you want to set up a trust, you want to work with multiple central banks, do some really cool stuff. I think I'm the only weirdest person that has real expertise and experience in doing this stuff. And so my name is Taimour. I'm from Alphonse Global. Thank you for following us up on YouTube. If you're doing that, thank you for trusting me. Thank you for trusting my team. And on behalf of my team, I just really want to say thank you. And we look forward to the opportunity of serving you.